Have you ever had the sinking feeling that someone wasn't telling you the truth, but you weren't sure how to handle it? What if you didn't have to call them out, argue, or even say a word to outsmart them? The reality is lies can be destructive. They erode trust, fracture relationships, and even leave us questioning our own judgment. But what if you could quietly expose the lie and protect yourself without confrontation? In today's video, we'll dive deep into silent strategies to detect lies, understand why people lie, and respond in a way that leaves you in control. By the end, you'll not only know how to spot dishonesty, but also how to handle it gracefully and effectively. Let's get started. Now let's explore how you can outsmart a liar silently. First, let's talk about why people lie in the first place. Lies come in all shapes and sizes. Some are told to avoid consequences, while others are about gaining an advantage or simply out of habit. For instance, someone might tell a white lie to avoid hurting your feelings, like pretending to love a gift they secretly dislike. On the other hand, lies can be manipulative and self-serving, such as exaggerating accomplishments to impress others. But regardless of the motive, one truth remains: lying isn't easy. And by the way, if you enjoy self-development and learning practical strategies like this, don't forget to subscribe to Moving You Ahead. That way you won't miss out on our upcoming videos on motivation, emotional intelligence, and spiritual growth. Psychologically, lying is hard work. When someone lies, their brain has to juggle multiple things at once, keeping the story straight, hiding their true emotions, and maintaining a believable facade. This mental juggling often leaves behind subtle traces, like inconsistencies in their behavior or mismatched emotions. The good news? You don't need to interrogate them to uncover the truth. Just pay attention to the small clues they give away. One of the most reliable ways to detect lies is by observing body language. Did you know that over 70% of communication is nonverbal? That means people often reveal more through their gestures, posture, and facial expressions than their words. For example, liars may avoid eye contact, fidget, or appear stiff as they try to control their movements to seem truthful. Micro-expressions, those fleeting facial expressions that flash across their face, are another giveaway. A liar might quickly show guilt or fear before their expression resets to something neutral. Other nonverbal cues include self-soothing gestures, like touching their face, rubbing their hands, or adjusting their clothing. These behaviors often signal discomfort or anxiety, which can happen when someone is being deceptive. By simply observing these cues, you can gather a lot of information without saying a word. Another powerful strategy is silence. Liars often feel a need to justify themselves, especially when faced with silence. That's why staying quiet can be incredibly effective. When you don't interrupt or react, they may keep talking to fill the awkward pause. And in doing so, they might over-explain, add unnecessary details, or even contradict themselves. Let's say someone tells you a story that feels off. Instead of jumping in with accusations or questions, try pausing for a moment. Let the silence linger. More often than not, they'll try to fill that gap, revealing cracks in their story. This approach works because it's non-confrontational yet highly effective in uncovering inconsistencies. Speaking of questions, the way you ask can make all the difference. When dealing with a suspected liar, ask specific, non-threatening questions. Open-ended inquiries like, "Can you walk me through what happened?" or "What did you do right before that?" force them to elaborate on their story. Liars often struggle with detailed responses because they're making things up as they go. Pay attention to hesitation, vague answers, or contradictions. They're red flags. Additionally, neutral questions help you avoid putting the liar on the defensive. When people feel cornered, they're more likely to double down on their lies. Instead, keep your tone calm and your questions open-ended. This not only encourages them to speak more, but also gives you the opportunity to spot inconsistencies in their story. Another key clue is emotional disconnect. When someone lies, their emotions don't always align with what they're saying. Imagine someone claiming they're devastated about a problem, but smiling awkwardly or acting overly casual. That mismatch between their words and their expressions is a strong indicator of dishonesty. Other signs of emotional disconnect include exaggerated emotions, like getting unusually defensive over a small question, or appearing too calm in a situation that should cause stress. Behavioral baselines are also crucial. Every person has their own unique habits, tone of voice, and body language. Pay attention to how they normally act and compare it to their behavior in the current conversation. For example, if someone who's usually calm starts fidgeting or someone who's usually confident suddenly stumbles over their words, it could signal that they're lying. These changes in behavior are often subtle, but can speak volumes when you know what to look for. While detecting lies is important, your response is just as critical. Maintaining a calm and neutral demeanor is one of the most effective ways to handle dishonesty. Reacting with anger or accusations often backfires, making the liar defensive or even more manipulative. Instead, stay composed. Use steady eye contact, nod occasionally, and keep your tone even. This approach not only keeps you in control, but also encourages the other person to keep talking, which might reveal more truths or lies. Now, let's explore some deeper insights into lying behavior. Did you know that habitual liars often share certain personality traits? For example, chronic dishonesty is sometimes linked to narcissism, a personality trait characterized by an inflated sense of self-importance and a lack of empathy. Narcissistic liars may manipulate the truth to maintain their image or gain control over others. Similarly, people with a strong sense of entitlement may feel justified in lying to achieve their goals. Cultural and situational contexts also play a role in why people lie. For some, lying becomes a learned behavior early in life. Small lies, like saying "I didn't eat the cookie" to avoid punishment, can evolve into a pattern of deception as they grow older. Situational factors such as high-stakes environments or moments of stress can also trigger dishonest behavior. Understanding these influences can give you valuable context when dealing with someone's lies. However, it's important to approach lies with both wisdom and empathy. Not every lie needs to be confronted. For instance, if someone tells a harmless white lie to avoid embarrassment, it may be best to let it go. On the other hand, lies that damage trust or relationships deserve attention. Before confronting someone, ask yourself, is addressing this lie worth the potential conflict? Balancing empathy for the person's motives with your need for honesty is key. While empathy is important, so is protecting your emotional well-being. Lies can be hurtful, but by focusing on your own resilience, you can avoid being dragged into negativity. Emotional resilience helps you stay grounded and respond calmly, even when faced with manipulation. Practices like journaling, mindfulness, or surrounding yourself with supportive people can strengthen your emotional foundation. Finally, building your intuition is one of the best ways to navigate dishonesty in the long term. Intuition is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. Reflect on past experiences where you suspected someone was lying and think about what clues tipped you off. Over time, you'll become more attuned to subtle signs of dishonesty, making it harder for others to deceive you. Ultimately, lies don't have to control your life. By observing body language, using silence strategically, asking the right questions, and staying calm, you can take back your power without ever raising your voice. The truth doesn't always need to be spoken. It can simply be known. Have you ever caught someone in a lie? What strategies did you use? Let us know in the comments below. And if this video helped you, don't forget to like it, subscribe to Moving You Ahead, and share it with someone who could benefit from these tips. Together, we can navigate life with more clarity and confidence.